Shares of Nvidia and other chip stocks moved higher late yesterday after that news that the Trump administration is planning to rescind some Biden-era chip curbs on broad tiers of countries in favor of new rules that would actually focus on direct negotiations with countries. In a statement, an Nvidia spokesperson said that the company welcomes the administration's leadership and new direction on AI policy, and that the change would give America a once-in-a-generation opportunity to lead the next industrial revolution. Joining us right now is Chris Caso. He is Wolfe Research senior analyst. Chris, you're actually upgrading your view on Nvidia as a result of this. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, what the situation is right now is that the old Biden era rule that came at the end of the Biden administration is it doesn't look like it's going to be implemented in the same way. And the way that old rule was, there were 3 tiers. The highest tier, U.S., Japan, Western Europe, there were no restrictions. Tier 3, China, Russia, there were full restrictions. And the question is within this tier 2. And under the Biden era rule, there were quotas, caps on how many chips that you could sell to each country. So you could imagine that this was, somewhat unworkable, that there were some arbitrary limits put in place. So I think it's a good thing that there's going to be some flexibility there. But the question is, what will it be replaced with? And that's not clear right now. And
Chris, tell me, we had heard from Nvidia that I think they were taking, a $5 billion write-down of the chips that they had targeted for China before this news was rescinded. How does this change the impact, I guess? You're changing your price target, updating that today. I know you haven't published a note yet, but how do you factor that in? How do you try and figure it out?
Yeah, so we made those changes about a week ago when the China rules came out. We haven't made changes today. But with regard to what happened with China, we think the good news there is that Band-Aid has been ripped off. And it was significant. China was 10 to 15% of their of their total data center revenue. That's now gone, but now it's known that it's gone, so that doesn't happen again. What we're hoping for here with these rules is that we don't have another step down. And if the Biden rules were put in place, you would have another step down, because these tier 2 countries, you wouldn't be able to ship as much as you otherwise would to them. So what we're looking for is some sort of policy that achieves the goal of not allowing chips to get into China via third countries, but still not cut off legitimate data centers that might be in Malaysia and Poland and other countries that were in that tier 2, and allow Nvidia and others to be able to ship into those countries.
So is this a big win for the tech companies, or you have to wait and see exactly what the details are on all of this?
The devil's in the details. And, again, what the risk here is, what we see is that there would be individual negotiations with individual countries. And my fear there is that, some of the trade negotiations kind of slip into this. And what I don't think would be positive is if, we had a negotiation with, countries in the Middle East, for example, and say, if you give us X, Y, and Z, then we'll allow you to have more AI chips. So
you're worried about the administration picking winners and losers when it comes to countries, and that in turn will create winners and losers when it comes to these companies.
That's exactly right. And any time where the government picks winners or losers, it's going to be a lot less efficient than if the market's doing it itself.
So the chaos theory continues, and that's your biggest problem with trying to figure out what this means?
Yeah, and it goes with all the other tariff discussions that we have right now, because, if you think about it, these companies have to make plans years in advance. And the China restrictions are a good example. The chips that went into China were specifically designed for rules, and the criteria for that was that the capabilities of those chips would be the same as what China could do internally via Huawei. And there were millions of dollars spent in developing those chips for R&D, and then all of a sudden the rules change and you can't ship them anymore. All that R&D is wasted. So, we've spoken to company management teams over the last couple of weeks, and the view is, I need to have some degree of certainty with regard to the policy before I spend money on R&D to design the products, and especially to put CapEx in place to decide where I'm going to put my manufacturing facilities, because the rules are changing. So for the industry, the semiconductor industry right now, management teams are frozen until there's policy clarity.